Hey Al, ex-art student here. So, do you remember this piece that I did like 10 months ago? Well, I sold it at an art market, which was really surprising and really nice, but my parents saw it and they loved it and they're like, oh, we should have bought it when we saw it. And I was like, it's fine, I'll just make you guys a new one. So, this is the process of me redoing an old piece. And honestly, I think I've improved a lot with wood burning and just drawing skills. It's definitely from drawing every day, but it's nice to see, wow, it looks a lot better than the old one. The facial features are better, the anatomy. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but it does look like I improved, which I'm pretty proud about. I didn't copy this perfectly. I tried just taking elements and making it very similar, but I also had my parents tell me how they wanted it customized. They mainly just wanted certain colors, which was cool by me. They're kind of like, yeah, whatever, as long as it looks cool and it's made by you, we don't care, which is really nice and really supportive, and I'm grateful for that. I always forget how much I love wood burning. It's peaceful, it's really fun, and it smells really good. If you like the smell of burning wood, this is a perfect hobby for you. And if you don't mind possibly blistering your fingers because of the heat. I know it's because I have a cheap Michaels wood burning tool, but definitely wrapping the handle with tattoo wrap helps a lot. I think it's when I hold the wood burner at a certain angle that it heats up my fingers like I'm cooking them. So that's a downside. I think it's also heating up because I keep it on for a lot longer than I used to. I was doing many pieces in one round, so the metal was very hot. I think maybe because it's older and used a lot, but I don't know, maybe it's just not working right. Either way, it's producing what I want, and that makes me happy. I just wish my fingers weren't getting a little toasty. I'm most comfortable with this flat tip for the wood burner. It just gets the lines straight for me, and I've learned how to curve the wood by turning it and just kind of maneuvering the tool. I think it just comes down to play around with the tool and see what works and what doesn't. I also used this very fine tipped, a dot worth of a tip for really tiny details. Most of the time I just stick to this flat edge, and because I know how to use it, it comes out a lot better. Like I mentioned before, this piece turned out a lot better than the previous one. I think I was able to keep the trident straighter, even though it does kind of get wonky towards the bottom, but I was using a ruler and actually trying to stick with it, not sliding off of it as much, but you could see it's definitely wider at the bottom because I did mess up a bit. But I think I was able to save it with the lines that I added. Also, the arm holding the trident, I feel like looks a lot more natural than the original pose in the first piece. It's not perfect, but it does look better. Who knew practicing drawing every day would make my drawings a lot better? I think something I wasn't a fan of as much and wish I improved on was the hair. I wanted it to look more floaty, but then I still did that weird bang to the right of the piece, and I don't know. I think it could have been better, but I do like how the hair turned out. I just wish it was more flowy and organic, like under the water. So I've seen wood burners use certain tools to shade. It's a flat piece and they're able to do a progressive shade, which looks really good. But I don't think I've mastered that skill yet, and maybe I don't have the correct piece, or maybe I'm limited with the tool that I have. I decided to do the same type of shading that I do with my daily drawings, just line work etching. And I really liked it. I feel like it looks really cool. I think it adds to it, it makes it look like it's a piece of wood, and it gives it a cool, sketchy character feeling. You know, it's not a realistic portrait of someone. It's just a cool doodle with interesting shading. It's stylized. And I'm happy I was able to portray that with wood. How crazy is that? I'm permanently burning into a piece of wood my style. I know I mentioned this many times in this video, but drawing every day, especially with pen as my final inked piece, it makes me have to draw something permanently. I am forced to draw with permanence. So doing the wood burning, I was able to go in with more confidence and be like, yeah, I could commit to this line. Doesn't matter, I don't have to sketch it out. Just follow the lines, and even if it looks wonky, we'll fix it. Just commit to it. I think that confidence definitely showed in the pieces that I've done on wood lately. I was, however, afraid to do the nose. I feel like a nose could really mess up a whole face. If you don't get it right, it looks wonky. And using this specific tip was hard, but it did allow me to get those really tiny details that I couldn't have with the flat edge that I've been using. And for filling in wood burning, I try not to paint every single area of the wood, because I do really like how wood grain looks and like it to show through. It's my base. I found this acrylic paint set. Either it was gifted to me or I found it on sale at Michael's one day or something. And I'm not really a glitter fan, but I think it works well for these pieces. I don't know why, but it's kind of watercolor-esque and it just fills in the area nicely. And of course I used one more tip for this piece because it would be a pain to individually draw out each scale. I found this crescent moon tip and it works perfectly, and it's even and it looks cute. Can't complain. At first I was trying to stick to my guns and not shade with paint and only use the wood burning, but I think it did give it a good contrast and a nice hue to the skin, so at least there's a little bit of a differentiation between the body and the hair. It's only a little bit, so I'm fine with it. And it turned out well, so I'm also fine with it. And that brings us to the end. The piece is finished. Let's take a look at those close-up shots.